Do you believe states such as Florida are disenfranchising minority voters?
I don't think that voter ID laws, whether it's Florida, Texas, South Carolina, Wisconsin, any voter ID law that I've seen, I don't think any of them disfranchise people. The overwhelming majority of African Americans, Latinos, have full access to the conventional kind of ID, a driver's license, or if they don't, they have some other form of ID, and if they don't, the state will provide them free of charge an ID. Well, given that set of circumstances that you get one free of charge if you don't have one, I don't understand why people complain. Final point, ID is just part of life in this country. Everywhere you go, you're asked to show an ID. This is the only building I've been in Washington recently when I haven't been asked to show one. The reality is that people aren't bothered or intimidated by that. I've never heard anybody say, oh, I feel oppressed that I can't get in a building because they asked for photo ID. Why not have a simple transparency requirement at the polls in the form of ID?
Do you see selective prosecution on the part of the DOJ?
I don't see the kind of selective prosecution some people talk about. I've seen some weak DOJ cases over the years by Democrats and Republicans. Saw the Bush administration bring some cases that seem weak to me. I've certainly seen the Obama administration do that. I think the challenge for the Department of Justice is making sure, first of all, they don't prosecute people, they prosecute crimes, but there's also a challenge to be consistent. Don't prosecute one guy for doing something 8 or 9 other people did, especially if they all did it on national TV together. I think there are all kinds of things to criticize about this Department of Justice. I try to stay away from the holder ought to go or stay because ultimately who the Attorney General is matters sometimes less than how the department is run by people below the level of the Attorney General. You can change the guy on top. Sometimes he's not the one making the decisions anyway. So, but I do think there's certainly room, and I'm glad that Congress is doing its job and providing real oversight and scrutiny at DOJ.